Are you ready to redefine what it means to thrive at any age? Welcome to Age is Just a Number with BJ and Ruth. In your 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond, you deserve to live your best life. Say goodbye to preconceived notions and let's shatter those stereotypes together. Get ready to own your vitality because age, well, that's just a number.
Hey everybody, it's BJ.
And it's Ruth.
And we're back talking about health and fitness and about how today specifically health and fitness is for you at whatever age that you are at. And we're going to specifically talk about health and fitness and some tips for building muscle after 50. And I think, Ruth, this is a pretty good segue because you were 50.
Yes.
4 years ago.
I was 50 4 years ago. And on this
I was like 20,
day.
I think I was 20 or something.
Oh, go away.
But okay, so back to 4 years ago.
4 years ago, November 9th, I stood on stage, on the international stage, natural bodybuilding stage with the UFE and competed. I represented Canada and I won the world championship title, the gold medal for Canada for women's physique category.
For women's physique. Mm-hmm. And you were, and it's an open category, right? So you
open for age, yeah. Yes. So there were girls that could have been my kids, open for age, and it was. And you know what? It's a big title. It's a big title. But I have to tell people, like, it was 10 years of getting there, 10 years of training, working out, and competing to get there. So if anyone thinks, how quickly I did it, I did it at my pace.
Yeah, so you started when you were 40.
I started when I was 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that is a great point to bring over, and we'll take an episode and actually talk about Ruth's journey, the workout journey, the health journey. I think especially for the ladies out there, it's important for you all to know what's possible, and a lot of what's possible, and we're going to come back to it later, but start with it here, is the number one when we talk about the 5 tips that we have for building muscle in your 50s. The number one tip, and we've talked about this in other episodes as well, but refuse to accept that loss of muscle is normal.
Definitely.
Right?
And you know what, when I started at age 40, and I had a fellow gym person look at me and say, well, you can't gain muscle after 40 and you definitely can't gain it naturally. And I just looked at him and I said, watch me. And those words, 14 years later, I still haven't forgotten them.
Yeah.
And it was just, as soon as you tell me what I can't do, no, I'm going to do whatever I want to do. And I didn't do it quickly and I let my body kind of guide me the whole way. But anything is possible. Just do it. Just go for it. Just follow dreams, make dreams, set big goals and follow them.
Yeah.
And make them happen.
And this all comes back to mindset, because if you don't believe that you can gain muscle after 50, you're not going to go you're not going to do the work, because your expectation is that there's no point for me to do this because it's not going to give me any benefit. So number one is you have to know that it's possible. There has to be a belief in you and an understanding that it's possible, and a recognition that if you do nothing, so after the age of 30, we start to lose between 3 and 8% muscle every decade.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you do nothing to counteract that process will continue to happen, and it will actually accelerate once you get over 60. So you have to understand and make the decision, just like Ruth did when she was 40, to say, no, I'm not taking that.
No,
I'm going to do something about it.
Yeah.
And, we'll put up some pictures of Ruth from the show, so you'll see what's possible. And it just took a commitment to commitment to the process and really a commitment to yourself, right?
Yeah, and you know what? I got to say that I actually I competed 3 times. So I competed my first at 43, 47, and 50, and or 44, 47, and 50. And I've taken a photo of all 3 side by side. I looked my best at 50. I did. Right. So even though, I'm that much older, my body looked its best.
Yeah, sure.
So it's not about how old you are. It's about how much effort are you putting in, how much work are you doing behind it.
Right.
It's not about, if people use their number, use their age to limit themselves, it's like, shame on you. Don't do that.
Yeah. No, that's good.
You can do whatever you want to do. Just do it. Don't talk yourself out of it. Don't listen to people who tell you can't. Just go for it.
Yep. So that takes us to number 2. And the number 2 key to adding muscle in your 50s is progressive resistance training. You can do all the cardio that you want, and that's fine for your heart and health and all of that, and taking care of the lungs and so forth. But that's not going to do anything. And we did a whole episode on this about your body's long-term ability to stay lean. And the only way that you change that is with resistance training, because the response that your body has to resistance training, and that really just means putting your muscles under some kind of load. Resistance training can be push-ups and body weight exercises, or you can go to the gym and you can do bench press or some kind of machine work or squats, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? So resistance training and progressive resistance. So what that means...
Increase the load.
Increase the load. So if you're doing the same today that you did 3 weeks ago in terms of reps or weight, then your muscles are going to adapt, and you're going to stop getting the benefit, full benefit.
You will naturally plateau. So you have to increase that load.
Yeah. And there's different ways to do that. You can pre-exhaust muscles, you can hit them from different angles, you can do different things, but the whole point of that is it's progressive, right?
Yeah.
So take it one step at a time, and take the next step, and then the next step, and then the next step. And part of it is our bodies are all unique. You're going to learn how your body responds to certain exercises, certain sets, certain weights, and you have to handle it accordingly, right?
Yeah.
Because the goal is we're not here to just say, oh, it's okay, I went to the gym and I feel better for going to the gym. Did you go to the gym and actually do something productive with your time, right?
Or did you go to the gym and just kind of look like you were doing stuff and chatting up a storm with everybody, using it as your 60 minutes of social time?
Yeah, sure.
Some people do that, and that's okay, but if that's what you want. But don't expect your body to be changing. Don't expect any improvements physically if you're not putting the effort in. It takes effort.
Yeah. Okay, number 3, you need to increase your protein intake. We did a whole episode on the importance of protein and protein numbers, so we'll put that in the description, and you can go back and check on that. But your body requires protein to build muscle. Simple as that.
It's the foundation. It's the building blocks of what you're using.
100%. Simple as that. And so, most people, they underconsume quality protein. How's that?
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
We did the whole formula. Again, you can check that other episode where we break it down. But just suffice to say, protein is a vital key to you adding muscle and your body responding appropriately to the strain that you put it under. Okay. Number 4? Number 4. All right. Number 4, make sure that you're getting adequate levels of vitamin D. So that's not one that a lot of people think about. We call that the sunshine vitamin, right? From getting out in the sun, they say 10 to 15 minutes a day.
We don't have sun today.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a different deal at least here on the island. It's a different deal in the winter.
It is a different deal in the winter.
So I don't know where you live that you're seeing this now. I grew up in in Alberta, in Edmonton. So in summer, in winter, even though there's less daylight hours, there's lots of daylight.
Right.
Whereas here today was just kind of a generally sort of cloudy, sort of whatever kind of day.
Yeah, and so instead of complaining about it, it's knowing the importance of it, and then like if we talk about increasing your protein, and you can see that you're not taking enough protein, then supplement. If we're not getting enough sunshine naturally, then supplement. Vitamin D.
Yeah.
Just know and understand the principles of it, the importance of it, and then if it's not there, supplement it.
Yeah, and there's some practical food you can eat too, like egg yolks are high in vitamin D, salmon, and what's the other one? Sardines. That's it. Salmon, sardines.
Who likes sardines? My dog does, but I don't.
And sardines and tuna. The funny thing is, there are people who like sardines.
Yeah, well, not
I'm
me.
like, no, sorry, I'm not doing that. But so you can supplement, like Ruth said. It's a great idea to supplement because
if you're not getting it naturally, if you're not getting it in your diet, then supplement, and that's why it's there. But don't and then don't fall into the trap of only using supplements.
Right.
No, get it naturally or get it in your food first.
Yeah, and I think, like we said, it's a supplement. In other words, it's
not meant to replace.
That's right.
It's meant to supplement,
Correct.
to add to.
Yeah, 100%. And especially as you age, vitamin D is vitally important for muscle recovery and muscle growth, and just again a healthy body. So, okay, number 5, and this one is probably, I don't know, pretty common sense, but it's funny that they call it common sense because sometimes it's not so common.
Not so common.
But
not so much sensical.
Yeah, number 5.
Is that a word?
I guess it is now.
I think I'm annoying him today. Number 5.
Number 5 is maintain a healthy body weight.
Right.
So you need to find out what that healthy body weight is because it's different for different people, different based on your bone structure and those kind of things. But it's simple. More weight equals bad health.
Yes, and as women, the women part of this group, when we hit menopause or are going into those stages, often our weight naturally wants to change. And so it's understanding the process and understanding how to stay on top of that. So really be aware of your ideal body weight and how you maintain that. Because maybe how you ate decades earlier, you can't do it anymore. Your body's different. It's changing.
Yeah, and
you have no idea what I'm talking about, which is absolutely fine.
I'm
talking to the women in the group.
Sure. The one thing I could translate out of that for the guys in the group is you cannot eat what you ate 20 years ago and be okay.
Be okay.
and I'll just tell you, it's funny. I remember coming home. I had a part-time job at the time and in my early 20s, late teens. And so it was a computer backup position back in the day of mainframes and things like that.
Now you're dating yourself.
Yeah, which is like ancient history. And I was actually a programmer at one time, and somebody said, "Why don't you write code now?" I said, "Because it was a million years ago in tech time when I wrote code." But anyway, so I would come home later at night, depending on what was going on with the systems and how quickly they got done. And right on the way home, there was this huge video rental place. So I would stop there and rent a couple of movies. And then right next to
Which we don't do anymore. We stream them all now.
Right. And right next to it was a Little Caesars. And so this is my daughter is like
good pizza.
I don't know about their quality of their pizza, taste-wise, but they got me back in when I was 19 eating Little Caesars. And so my daughter loves Little Caesars now because we go and it's ready. And they did the same thing back then, the hot and ready pizza. So I'd get a pizza, I'd get crazy bread, and I'd go home.
And the dipping sauce.
Right.
You gotta have the sauce.
Right. And then I'd go home and watch a movie while I wound down from work and eat this pizza, the whole pizza.
Of course.
And the crazy bread.
Yeah. Do you eat that now?
Well, I can once.
You can once, but not every day.
Right. Now the difference is when I have a free day, a free meal, it's usually pizza and crazy bread or some variation thereof.
Yeah.
And I enjoy every minute of it, but it's one free meal or free day.
Not every day.
in otherwise disciplined
Yes.
eating lifestyle that I have.
Yeah.
Right. But if I were to eat one like that, or eat a pizza like that every night, like I did 4 nights in a row kind of thing, I would look like the Goodyear blimp.
Well,
or the Marshmallow Man.
And I have to speak on my own experience, is that part of my understanding of food is fuel. And so the harder I train, the more fuel I require. And so I get to eat more. So as most of my girlfriends at my age are saying, well, I can hardly eat. It's like, I can eat. I eat a lot because I train really hard. So for me, the trade-off of training hard at the gym is I get to eat.
You get to eat.
BJ and I actually went out for a free meal one night, and remember they put out so much food.
Oh yeah.
They thought we had more people coming.
We had nachos and burgers and fries, and they were like, "Are y'all done?" Oh no. No, we'll be done when we're done. We'll be done when there's nothing left. We almost needed
a bigger table.
Yeah, it was like, we'll be done when this is all off of the, like, I'm like, look at, there was a pre-contest diet for me. So I was like, no, I'm getting a free meal. You are not taking anything off of this plate.
Yeah, and that's the trade-off of training hard, is that we get to eat. And so I look at some of my girlfriends who, it's like, no, I go into the gym, I work out really hard, but I get to eat, and I love food. So.
Yeah, and I think the one thing to preface all of that, and especially that last point about being at a healthy weight, is find out what a healthy weight for you is.
Yes.
A lot of the stuff that you see in the BMI index and all of those things, they don't work for every body specifically.
No.
When I do one of those, it was like, it said I was clinically obese. Right. Or almost clinically obese, just under being clinically obese, which I'm not.
Right.
But they base it on just a general, standard, not a unique standard. So if you need to find out what your body weight should be, there's lots of ways that you can do that. You can get, fat tested if you want. You can, there's extremely high end ways of doing that, like DEXA. Or there's
the calipers.
Or the calipers.
We should do a show where I'm pinching you with the calipers. We could do that. That is so much fun for me.
We could do that.
Well, I have these calipers that I do skin fold testing on him, and I can pinch him, and I can show you how I do that.
We'll save that for another episode. Thank you all for joining us today. I hope that helps you with some practical things that you can do and start doing in your 40s, not just your 50s, in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and
50s,
on.
60s. You know what? It doesn't matter what the number is, because age is just a number.
Age is just a number. Take a minute, subscribe to the channel. We want to make sure that you don't miss any content, because we're putting out regular content every week. Take a minute and like the video. That'll help us to grow our channel. Our goal is to get to 100 people subscribing, and then we're going to continue on from there. But that's our first goal. So help us with that, and we're going to give you quality information, and we're going to do some fun stuff, going to the gym and having some fun with everything that we do as well. So
we're going to do some baking, my protein pancakes, but I want 100 subscribers first. I'm not giving that up for nothing.
Okay.
All right. Took me 8 years to get that, to master protein pancakes, and they're really good. You wouldn't even know there's not a carb in them.
And you know what? I'm looking forward to trying it, and I'll be the test subject.
It took me 7 years of making what I called pancakes, and they look like crepes. But now I got it.
Okay, so help us get to help
us get to 100, and then I'll share.
Yeah, once we get over 100, we're going to put that one. We haven't shot it yet, but once we get over 100, we will shoot it.
I will share my beautiful recipe of protein pancakes.
So, all right, thank you all for joining us, and remember,
age is just a number.
Age is just a number. See ya.
Bye.